Hello and welcome. We are here. We're going to discuss Genesis Part 1. We're going to talk about the pros, the cons, what is happening, some history on it, and frankly, just my opinion in general about ARK Genesis Part 1. Yeah, well, let's begin. So, Genesis Part 1. Oh man, where do we begin the colossal mess up that happened? In my opinion, Genesis was an actual really great launch. All right, hold on. Before y'all even say anything, okay? Before y'all even say anything, um, if you played it for those first 8 hours before the reset, it had some hiccups, yes, but it was smooth. Everything was going right. Everything. And then we had a hacker on a client side who did some mischievous stuff on the official server. And what he did was he made the hexagon infinite glitch, which got him 1,000,000 points. Thus, he can buy 1,000,000 different things, then distribute those 1,000,000 things to different servers. So, what wildcard? Their only option actually was to do what they did, which inadvertently fucked over the entire community. Just it was the worst thing, but it wasn't their fault. They had to do this because of the hacker. It was probably a group of them. It could have been a solo person, but your blame should be on that one person or group, not Wildcard, because they tried to prevent what could have been disastrous. Like if you were a PvP player and that hacker got in, just let's just say he got his infinite glitch, he got all his things, he's mounted, he's loaded up, and he got to transfer off onto official, let's just say the island server with all those items and distribute that to the island. It would He would dominate PvP from there on. So I know it wasn't the best decision possible, but they had to reset it all the way to day zero just to make sure that that client was not active right away. Um, so I understand. And thus fucking over thousands of people are, man. I don't know if y'all were in the Discord. That Discord was wild. Thread upon thread, hate, anger. 5,000 people lost their character because of this, which is very unfortunate. Very unfortunate, and Wildcard has been going to town trying to retrieve all these characters, these lost characters. They said in a patch they got about like 90% of them, 95% done already, which is wonderful. But there's still those like hard exceptions, like their characters in the cloud somewhere, so they have to retrieve them and all that nonsense. So there are exceptions, but like it hurt. It hurt Wildcard reputation really bad. And that's not even to say like how Tides of Fortune worked out. Like there are still bugs, there's still glitches, there's still a bunch of things here and there that Wildcard is slowly patching and putting together. But like that first initial reset, it hurt them dramatically, and that's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate because, like I said, I've been playing for 3 weeks now on official, and so far I'm loving it. Like there's a few hiccups here and there. The Bloodstalker is just glitchy as fuck. But regardless, like I point out a few things here and there, but I'm not gonna nitpick. It's still not perfect. They're working on making it perfect, which is great. But as for that actual launch, I think it was really good. Absolutely good. We go back to the history of ASE. Genesis Part 1 was not well received at all. If y'all remember that it was a DLC for Genesis 1 and 2. And then you got to play, you were supposed to play ARK 2. Remember that? Remember that DLC that you were supposed to get when you bought Genesis 1 DLC? I don't know. But yeah. That was not well received at all. And then on top of it, it was the I don't know how to say it. It was the pinnacle of ARK and where it's at right now. Like Genesis 1 started the quality of life stuff. If y'all remember, like it was the first thing to bring um, cryopods. Okay, so we got to throw them out and we got to craft them. It was the first thing for the tech dinos. Now we get them since extinction, but we had to wait till Gen 1 in order to get those. Can I think of any other examples? The teleport system then, that you got on Nostreos because of Gen 1. Fjordor. A lot of like the weather systems, volcanic systems. There was just a lot of things that came out of Gen 1 that was good. It was good. It was an experimental for ARK to make ARK better. So yeah, it wasn't heavily received back then. It was super hard, and it's still super hard right now. A lot of people did not like how hard it was. So eventually, it's going to get to that point where people are going to be like, "Man, this is hard." But it's not as hard as it was on ASC because you don't have as much quality of life stuff as you do now, like an egg incubator. We weren't supposed to get that till Gen 2, but we had it in the Scorched Earth DLC for ASC, if I remember correctly. But yeah, we weren't supposed to have that. Meguanas. Those are Maywings. We were not supposed to have those. Quality of life stuff like that. Like, Gen 1 and Gen 2 are ARKs, like, experimental for quality of life stuff, which that's why I love Gen 1 and Gen 2 so much. But that's why we're talking about it now. But circling back to the initial launch of Genesis 1 and 3 weeks in, I like it. I love it. It's fairly smooth. It really is. And the DLC is actually really cool. Pirate ships. You get to look like a pirate. Yes, there's some janky stuff that is broken. It can easily be fixed, so don't worry. But, like, just, it's Atlas mixed with ARK. And I played both of them, and they were, I like this. It's not 100% Atlas. I wish it was. Like the grappling hook from Atlas. I wish they would have gave us that, because that thing was like the perfect tool for everything. Climbing, getting stuff. The map is not bad. The ocean map is bigger than most maps, which is cool. But the thing about Atlas that made it so good is each island were in their like separate zones. So you had to travel from point A to point B, and it would take you a long time. And in that time, there could have been like cyclones, a hurricane, pirate ships. The Kraken could have came at you. Like, you had these adventures along the way from going to reach another island, and because they were so spread out and so far away that you were sailing for a long time. Here, it's not so much, which it's not a bad thing. You do get some of the experience. There is a weather system, but there's some pirates. But it's not Atlas's deal. Like, that whole journey of going from point A to point B and taking that long of a time to do it. So like you were bored. So when something came up, you were like, "Oh shit," because you were like, "It's either I survive this or everything goes in and blows up." Like it was life or death on Atlas's seas. Here it's just meh. But regardless of that, still okay. Still fine with it. Still really cool. Another thing we need to talk about is goddamn, what do you call it? Dragon scales, Dragantopia. There you go, Dragantopia. They should not have released this right away, like with Gen 1. This should have been pushed out like to right now, 3 weeks in. This would have been the perfect time to launch this. They should not have launched this with Gen 1. It's cool. I'm not into the whole dragon thing. I'll still play it. The whole skill tree is pretty cool, but it's just too soon for this. Like, they already had enough problems. They knew they were going to have problems with Gen 1 and the Tales of Fortune. I think that's the Tales of Fortune, right? Now I have to check because I don't even know the. Yeah, Tides of Fortune. There you go. Tides of Fortune. They already knew that that was going to be a lot to process, so I can't say who's the main person who threw this out right away. It was totally not the best decision. You should have waited on this. Tides of Fortune and Genesis alone were going to be a colossal workload for y'all. So adding Dragantopia to it just made it worse. Other than that, it's still not bad. Still not bad. I'm still enjoying it. It's definitely nostalgic to me. It's definitely a better version of Gen 1. And I can't wait to see the improvements and see what happens with the DLC coming out and fixing and stuff like that. The market's pretty cool, but I don't see it. Like in PvE, we have our own currency. It's tech ceilings, tech anything. Okay. The market wants to establish hexagons for stuff. As soon as transfer opens, the hexagon system is going to be thrown out. Everyone can have it, so like no one's going to sell it on the market. So it's very weird. It's niche. I really, really don't think it's going to be anything. As soon as transfer. Right now, it's irrelevant because like you can buy stuff on it for other people. It's great, but as soon as the transfers open, nah. Everyone's gonna pay in tech stealing still. So, in conclusion, Genesis Part 1, it's really good. Whenever they do get more servers and there's something beyond our comprehension of why these servers are not out yet, do not know. There's theories left and right on the Discord of why and why and why. We do not know until they actually state it, so give it some time. Eventually they will put out more. It's there's something. That's all I can say. Something. Play some unofficial. Play single player. Official is just right now. It's rough. It's rough. Like 20,000 people are trying to get on 80 servers. It's really rough. It's almost worth not playing. But I have been doing it since. Just because I like the pain. Yes. The lag is terrible. People are fighting to get on. People are fighting for land. Pillars everywhere. Just wait until the new servers. Okay? Be better for you. But yes, with that being said, we're gonna get out of here, and hopefully we'll make a new video for you. And yeah, wait, tell me your thoughts in comments below. Um, if you've been playing Gen 1, if you like Gen 1, yeah, let's just have a discussion down here. We'll see, we'll get to it. We may, depending on what the discussion is, we can make a new video. We'll see. But yeah, we're out.